Right, we've got Jordan Clark, Director of Football, for our monthly update. We haven't seen each other for a while because obviously there's been things going on, so we're a little bit late on our monthly update. But how are you, George? You all right?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's been probably 6 weeks.
6 weeks now.
6 weeks,
Yeah.
8 weeks since we caught up. But
Yeah.
like always, mate, it feels like yesterday.
So how things been going? Obviously, ended it last year. Took the second year's leaving. So how's the end of the year finish and how did it go?
Yeah, so it was every year. It's really sad to say goodbye to a group that you've had, potentially 3, 4, 5 years, depending whether they come through the youth section or if they've been with you since 16. To have them for 2 years at a really crucial time of their life, and then to say goodbye, but also it's not goodbye, it's on to new ventures, and it's interesting to see where they end up after 2 years. But no, it is always a sad time. It's something that we look forward to at the start of our journey, but then when it comes round, it's a bit sad. But we're really pleased with the journey of that year group. They came in at a real sort of good time in our journey as an academy, and they really took us to the next level, and they handled themselves in an exemplary manner with COVID and everything over the last couple of years. So their first year was cut short in March.
Sure.
And then their second year has obviously been turbulent anyway, with obviously what's gone on in the last 12 months. But they've been excellent, and they've achieved some of the most outstanding grades that we've ever had. And for that experience, they've definitely turned into really good people. So I have no doubt that we'll see a lot of them again, and we'll see them doing great things in the future.
Yeah, obviously I was going to say that I expect they keep in touch with you, no doubt.
Yeah. So we've got learners who have come back to us for work experience from uni. We've got learners who have come back from the States and then want to just come down and talk to the current crop that we've got.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do obviously have we have a little sort of mantra here where you're not a Dorking Wanderers Academy student for the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years that you're here. It's for life, and I would always be at the end of a phone, an email, if any of these young men or women needed anything, because they play a huge part in our lives as staff. And we feel that we play a huge part in theirs, and we just want to help, make them into whatever they want to be. And if we can do that when they're 25, let's have the chat. Sure,
and it must be really good they can come into the club and talk to the present students now, because that just gives them such an insight, the students nowadays.
Exactly, and a lot of our early year groups, so obviously from the very first year we done this to, that was our third group of our third intake that we had. From that, obviously they've had a lot of trust in us to come into something that they didn't really know how it was going and what the exit routes were. So for them to come back and support us with the new learners obviously improves our profile, because they're obviously a proof in the pudding that it works, and that there's an exit, there's something that you can do after from being a part of Dorking Wanderers Academy. So yeah, they're all always welcome, and we always get a lot that want to come back, because they, as much as they don't think it, they then, when they leave and not doing full-time football anymore, not in the environment anymore, they do miss it. They do miss it. Yeah.
Bet they do as well. Last time we caught up, we were talking about opportunities in the club for staff and things like that. So has there been any changes within the staff?
Yeah, so over the last 6-7 weeks, we've had, obviously we said goodbye to Jake Gallagher, not only on the playing side of things, but from our under-18s management team, along with Anthony and Dan Cunning and Chris. We said goodbye to that management team. They've gone on to, some of them gone on to Rains Park first team management team, and Jake's obviously now full-time at Maidstone. So we had an opening in our under-18s, and that's been filled by Nick Ford, who currently he owns a coaching company called Platform Sports, and he's come in and he's now our under-18s manager. He's got with him Ben Dyson, who we've promoted internally from our under-16s, he was our pre-academy manager. So them two will be working alongside each other. And then we've got Martin Fahy, who was the Molesley first team manager last year. He's come in as one of the coaches. And we've got Annabelle Willock, who's the physio of that group as well. So we've had a bit of a change in that regime. No, it wasn't sort of, Jake and that left with our best wishes, but obviously we had to fill those boots. And I think with Nick and Ben and Martin and Annabelle, we found 4 really good people who are going to, help fill those boots, and hopefully, I have no doubt, take us onto a new level. So we've had those changes. We've also, I know you'll be speaking to her soon, but we're going to be saying goodbye to Kat Brown in terms of the full-time aspect at the academy. Kat's moving on to new ventures, but she's going to stay as director of ladies football here at Dorking Wanderers. So there's been a few changes, but not through anything other than us going into a new phase, really, Gary. Us going into a new phase. So saying goodbye to good people is always difficult, but we're in a phase of development and a very exciting phase where we're looking at growing as an academy with new sites. We're looking at expanding into different avenues in terms of qualifications like A levels, etc. So yeah, it's just a time of great change, but obviously with great things to come.
Sure, definitely. I bet you had a lot of people were inquiring about the jobs, I bet.
Yeah, we had a load of, I had to filter through that, and then myself, Mark and Chris, we sat down and interviewed.
Oh, Mark,
Mark got involved, and we interviewed a few candidates, and then Nick and that management team came up as the ones that we thought could take us on to the next stage.
Okay, well, decent. Right, obviously pre-season's just coming to an end. How did the pre-season go for the teams down here at Dorking?
Yeah, so it's really strange with us because obviously the academic year runs September to July, so we have that sort of to manipulate and manage. But then obviously the football season for the 18s and our elite development squad, our 23s reserves that some people know it as, obviously start in July. So it's sort of we finish and start something at the very same time. So we started pre-season around the 24th of June.
Yep.
That's when we started with the reserves and under 18s, and we played the opposite to what the first team have. We played a lot of games away at the start, and then we played a couple of games at home. We had an indifferent pre-season, to say the least, and that's because we've had a lot of players move on in a good way. So we've had like Cam Black, Ollie Allen, Noah, Josh Barnett, George Membralera, James Dixon. 6 of our stalwarts in that squad gone on to. Obviously, James is at Merstham now at step 3. Ollie Allen's at step 4. Cam Black's been playing for the first team and scored the other day. Noah's in the first team squad, but is on the injury table at the moment. So we've had to recruit from our under 18s from last year. So some of those have come up with us, and then we're obviously looking at the new crop as well. Some of them have come in, those young players, and then we've recruited from outside as well. Some players from other clubs locally that have proven at a good level. So we were, it was a little bit of sort of adjusting with a new group of players. So we had a few indifferent results, a few standout ones as well that were really good, like against Beckenham Town, who are a really established side. But yeah, to say the least, we played all step 5 and step 3 opposition in pre-season, and they were narrow defeats. But we learnt a lot, and then we had our first league game last Saturday down at Meadowbank against Marlow, and we came away with a 1-0 win. So, being honest, Gary, I forgot about pre-season. Now we got 3 points. At the end of the day,
the season's for the elite or the Resis, whatever you want to call them. Their season started already, hasn't it? Like you say, on Saturday got a 1-0 win in the 92nd minute, which is brilliant, and their first game in that league, in the Sussex League. So we were very happy. We were very happy. Obviously, we pre-season. I know I listened to Mark's interviews, and he doesn't like pre-season, and I'm not the biggest fan of it because you're trying to work things out, and especially with younger players, the indifference in their performances is can be quite vast. So you're trying to work out combinations and what your squad's going to look like, and then it comes around to the first game of the season. You could just tell the difference in the group and the management team and the buzz, and there was just a totally different feel to the place Saturday, and then that showed on the pitch. Like everyone knew that there was something on the line, and then we really, and we was able to get across the line with 3 points and put in a really dominant performance, really dominant performance. So bodes well. So I'm looking forward to Saturday. We're at Oakwood in our second game, and hopefully, do well again. Was there many people here watching the game?
Yes, I think the attendance was roughly about 70, roughly about 70. So
they need to get down, don't they? When Dorking are away, like this Saturday. Well, they're away this Saturday again.
Yeah, so we're away this Saturday to Oakwood. Right, the first team we got Wealdstone, and then next week we're back at home. We're playing Billingshurst down here next Saturday. So yeah, look, we've got a really good young group of players. The average age of the squad's around about 19. We've got a few 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, a couple of 19-year-olds. We've got a really young group, but they're all very promising young players, and I encourage any Wanderers fan, to come down. We mirror what the first team do in terms of the way of playing, and you'll see some exciting football, because the league's very good as well. It's it's a step in the non-league system, so it's competitive.
It's on the pyramid,
it's competitive. So and I'm hoping with this young group, if we can find a level of consistency, we'll have a really good season.
They need to get down here, the supporters, definitely. Right, the under-18s, how are they doing? Who do they get drawn in the FA Cup, Youth FA Cup?
Yeah, so we got the draw a couple of weeks back now.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's we got East Grinstead in the first preliminary round that we're in.
Home away.
That's away, and then the winner of that tie will play Met Police. So we got Met Police then at home. So you could say it's a tougher draw than what we've had previously in the last couple of years.
Both ties, you feel?
Yeah, probably both ties. They're probably more established sides at this level. No disrespect to anyone else we've played, but they are. Met Police have been an accountable under-18 side for a number of years. Donovan does a great job down there.
Yeah.
But we fancy ourselves against anyone. We've got a really good group, really promising group. We've got obviously players that have come in and players that we've still got with us who we have high hopes for, similar to what we had last year with Cam Black, Ollie and Noah. We've got players who we feel can take that next step as well. So we'll be competitive and looking to be successful in that competition as well. So that's the end of this month, end of August. So we're full on preparations. So,
definitely. Yeah. So and what league are they in? In the
Bostik Youth League, the central one.
And when does that start?
So that starts end of the month as well, roughly. Yeah, our first league game is against Kingstonian at home, and all their games are Tuesday nights. Our under-18s at home. So if you ever see a Tuesday night game come up, our under-18s are very exciting as well. A lot of them play in our elite development squad as well because of the level that they've shown. So it'll be good. I'm really hoping for a full season, like everyone, I'm sure, but I'm hoping for a good one as well.
Definitely, yeah. We're talking about opportunities as well, because some of the lads have stepped up to the first team. We watched the friendlies, and Cameron Black, one of them. And the midfielder,
Callum Manning,
he's another guy that stepped up and been playing in the friendlies as well. So there's opportunities, for the first team, isn't there? Yeah,
exactly. So we've obviously Mark's had COVID situations like a lot of teams have, and that's created opportunities. So I know Josh Taylor, new signing, was on the COVID department for a little while. So Callum Manning ended up getting a few minutes, and he was really shining in pre-season. So we gave him that opportunity. There's others, Nabil, who's a new signing that we've got, who is a very exciting young player. He's one as well that's been training with them. And then Cameron Black, to see Cameron score his first goal the other night for the first team against Baffins was, great to see. It really puts the icing on the cake of the last couple of years. I remember when he came to us, and he was a tall, gangly centre half. He's not changed much, but he's developed really well. And I've seen him play a couple of times. I've seen him come on against Kingstonian down here, and I thought he's done really well. So he's one I'm very excited about this year, and I'm sure in the next 3-4 weeks we'll get him a loan deal somewhere, and he'll be able to ply his trade at a high level and come back to us with developing even further. Yeah,
we're talking of loan players. Like I saw you on Twitter today that James Dixon is signed for Merstham, which is a great signing for him. Step 4.
Step 3.
Step 3, I beg your pardon. Step 3, and good luck to the lad. So there's a few players. So explain who's gone out and where they've gone, please.
So we've got James Dixon is the most notable one, and that's no disrespect to the others. He's really come on over the last 12 months, which I think is obviously strange for people to hear with obviously COVID and everything. But we sent him on loan at the start of last season to Chipstead with Rob Kember, and Rob is a good friend of the club's, and he done a great job with him and George. And then when obviously the step 4 was curtailed and finished, we got them back, and they trained throughout all the sort of COVID period with the first team, while all the rigmarole of what's going on. And James and George both came back completely different to when they went to Chipstead. They matured. They were better in the little details, better in the dressing room. They were more demanding on the pitch. They had that seniority that that comes with playing first team football. And Dixie only went from strength to strength. He really did. He, in that environment, he really kicked on, and COVID, didn't really affect his development on a training side of things. So we thought it was really important that we got him out at the highest level possible, because we really think that he can, all being well, I really do think he could be in our squad next year. And he's exciting, and I think a lot of the Bostik Prem, Ishmi and Prem sides we'll see that this year. He's an exciting talent, box-to-box midfielder, tackles, got an eye for goal, you know, and he's matured with all that ability as well. So I'm excited to see how well he does. And then we've got George and Josh Barnett, who've sent to Hawley, friends of the club, and George and Josh both played down here against the first team. George had a couple of chances by all accounts as well, which obviously bodes well. But yeah, we think George going out and getting regular football. He went to Chipstead, and obviously as an 18-year-old at step 4, it was probably a little bit daunting. So going out at step 5, getting regular football, I think he's going to bag loads of goals, and we look forward to seeing his development as well. And Josh is ready for that next step as well. He played all the games that we had at step 6 last year at 17, 18, and looked to cut above. So I think he'll really adapt well, and he's an exciting prospect as well. And then we've got Noah and Cam. Cam and Noah, the plan was for them that they were going to do pre-season with the first team as part of their development, and then see how they got on, and then look at. So Cam's done really well. Noah's obviously unfortunately on the injury table at the moment. He's got to have an operation on his ankle. But Cam, we're going to look at getting out on loan probably in the next couple of weeks around step 4, because we think that's where he sits. So yeah, watch this space on Cam. Yeah.
Ollie Allen.
Oh, Ollie Allen's at Chipstead. He's at
Chipstead,
and I overlooked Ollie there because he's been there since the very start. So he literally went there from the start of pre-season, first day. I think Chipstead went back around like the 15th of June. They've had like an 8-week pre-season, so he went back really early, and he's played every minute.
Has he really?
He's played every minute. He's played pre-season. He's been involved in every single game, you know, and playing a lot of minutes. And I think Rob's really liking what he's seeing from Ollie. And Ollie is a top talent. He's the youngest out of all of them. He's obviously played a lot of minutes for the first team in the friendlies we had and last year, and obviously got a lot of interest. So he's one that we're really excited about as well, and that relationship with Chipstead will continue, and I'm sure Ollie will do really well as well. Yeah,
and tomorrow Merson are playing Dulwich tomorrow, so hopefully James will be playing.
We played against Hampton. He played against Hampton the other night.
Yeah, they had a good result against them as well.
2-2, and I spoke to Dixie about it, and he said he played really well, and yeah, so that's what we're hoping for. You know, pre-season they're getting a chance against. Ollie played against Tunbridge Angels, played 70 minutes against Tunbridge Angels, so another team from our league, and you know that's all really good experience that these lads are getting. And I thank the clubs that have taken them on loan for taking the chance and trusting us and trusting the players. But yeah, we're obviously producing good talent here.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, just looking out on the pitch, and they're all training out there. They all look good in their new kits, and I see on Twitter that you've got all your new kit and all laid out, and everybody's got it. So I bet you want to say a thank you to your sponsors, no doubt.
Yeah. So a thank you to About Roofing, who's the main academy sponsor this academic year. You know, we look for local businesses that want to support, you know, the learners in there. You know, not only just with their kit, but with laptops, stuff like that, you know, so that we can give them the best experience possible as part of their education. And About Roofing have been great, and Jason down there has been a fantastic support for us, both financially and also on a personal level, on a club basis as well. So we really thank them. And Macron Hastings, who we've had a really strong relationship with as a club and as an academy since our existence started. We've continued to work with them, and David down there always produces fantastic kits and works with us. And you know, like you said, the learners look great out there in their pre-season session today, and we're hoping that, you know, we have another exciting year. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thanks very much for your time, Jordan. Great to catch up with you, mate.
No worries, Gal.
No doubt we'll see you at the end of the month to have a chat again.
Yeah, look forward to it, mate.
Cheers. Thank you, mate.